Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. This is Eugene Chan, and our guest tonight is Mr. Paulo Pong, who is the Deputy Chairman to the Board of the Ocean Park Corporation. Paulo is also active in public service, including the Hong Kong Arts Development Council, the West Kowloon Cultural District Authority, and the Hong Kong Tourism Board. Paulo has also been building links in arts and culture between France and Hong Kong. We have invited Paulo here tonight to talk about why Ocean Park is a theme park is important for Hong Kong. Welcome, Paulo.
Thank you, Eugene.
Firstly, congratulations to you and your team at Ocean Park as our water park opens last week. As you know, our old water park was like 20 odd years ago in 1999, and with 4 years of delay in work, finally it opened actually in midst of COVID. So great work.
Thank you, Eugene.
As we know, this water park is Asia's first all-weather, year-round water park with super-duper 8 racer slide and an indoor wave pool. How has the public responded to this great theme?
The response has been very positive.
Right.
We've been, packed pretty much since day one.
Right.
Thanks to the Mid-Autumn Festival public holiday, that day, we saw thousands of customers, and most of them left, extremely happy.
Right.
They were thrilled about the rides and also, our brand new facility. So I believe it's a great addition to Hong Kong.
Right. I must reflect some of the comments I received from the viewers since we mentioned you'll be here tonight. Some of them commented that the ticket prices were fluctuating. The cost of food, even the lockers, are very expensive and make it very expensive for the whole family to come and enjoy for the weekend or for a day. What is your response to that?
Well, as you said, it's Asia's first all-day, year-round, and it's one of the most exciting new water parks in the world. So we're special. We believe we have a very different proposition to any other water parks in the world, and especially in Asia. And with the 27 different attractions, in the 5 different zones that we have, it's something different and something pretty unique for Hong Kong. And in the midst of COVID, it turned out to be a great success since we opened.
Right. Paulo, apart from that, people also told me that they found that there are not enough shuttle buses between the Ocean Park and the water park, and also the car park wasn't open at that time. Will there be any remedies for the following weeks?
Well, we encourage people to take public transportation to the park, and it's only been 1 week since we've opened, so there are some teething issues, and we're working on it. But so far, I think it's been a pretty smooth ride, and people are visiting, and for the coming weeks and 6 to 8 weeks ahead, we're pretty packed.
Right, Paulo. As you just mentioned, it's in the midst of COVID. It's not easy. But how are you making sure the staff and the colleagues at Ocean Park is fully compliant with all the infection control standard and all the measures that we must do? How do you ensure that will happen?
We follow the government's guideline very closely.
Right.
We ask our customers to wear masks between rides. Of course, when they're going down the slides or when they're in the wave pool, it's difficult to be wearing masks. But once they're out of the facilities, we ask them to put their mask on. And of course, our staff all have their mask on all the time. So it's pretty safe, and we believe we'll follow the government's guideline as they change.
Right. I've also read on the news that some people carry like 10 masks with them because they get wet very easily. I mean, is there anything can help your visitors to make it easier to put a mask there that can be dry again?
We asked them to put, reusable mask on.
Right.
That's one of the guidelines we gave, and most of our customers are now moving towards that instead of bringing 10 masks, as you suggested. So, there are plenty of masks available in Hong Kong, and we encourage them to use the reusable ones.
But do you think opening at this time, where Hong Kong is not fully vaccinated, I also read that for your visitors, they're encouraged to be vaccinated, but it's not compulsory. Do you think this poses a real health risk for those who attend? Because what happens if somebody do catch the virus, and then the whole park could be down at strife?
Again, we follow, very strictly the government's guidelines, and we ask our staff to be wearing masks all the time, and we ask the customers to be, wearing masks between the rides. So we do the best we can to follow the instructions from the government.
Right. Paulo, Ocean Park was opened in 1977 when I was a high school student. I remember the cable car, the dolphins, even the pandas. And in 2005, 2013, we had a major revamp where we got all those extra rides and animal attractions. Then you had the Daishu 1 development project, which included this water world we've been talking about. And I've been told that this has cost us $500 million US and more than 5 years to build. There are also reports in the media there have been delays in also construction cost overrun. Is that true? And any lessons learned from that?
It is a big project. It's again, Asia's probably best water park that we have at the Ocean Park. So we believe it's worth it. It's got amazing facilities, and it's something new for Hong Kong, something exciting for Hong Kong. And of course, this project is part of the rethink process that we have. It's not only the water park. We're looking at revamping the lower park of the dry park.
Right.
And also we'll be adding adventure and wellness zones in the upper park of the dry park. So there are plenty of things happening, but the key thing is we try to focus on conservation and education.
Right.
And this is what we've been doing for decades. In fact, we want to bring the education and entertainment element, what we call the edutainment, into the park, and have children and adults learn from it and have different experiences, and there will be plenty of new exciting things that will happen in the coming years, and we believe it'll go on for generations.
Right.
It's not just a short-term fix. We believe we're looking at a viable, long-term type of project for the Ocean Park.
Right, Paulo, sorry, I have to be on money matters because it's taxpayers' money we're asking you about. See, the Hong Kong government has invested heavily into Ocean Park. Even they have loaned half of the 5.5 billion redevelopment cost that was completed in 2012. Then they invested further 4 billion into the water park. And since then, with COVID, that's the reason why we had all those challenges. Ocean Park has received 2 lifelines of about 1.5 billion US dollars. This is a really huge investment to anyone's standards. Do we really need a theme park in Hong Kong, and why?
Well, let me begin by saying that, Ocean Park is not just a theme park. I believe we're transforming ourselves into a resort where we have the dry park, the water park, as well as 2 world-class hotels, and each with their own distinct characters. So we are doing more than just a theme park. And secondly, we focus on the conservation and education front, and it's all about the learning experience. It's all about teaching people to love their nature.
Right.
And we have such a different topography from anywhere else in the world. I mean, we have hillside terrain,
Right.
we're surrounded by water, and it's a very special and unique space. So, we want it to be part of Hong Kong, and of course, we want to contribute to what the government's planning to do in their invigorating Southern District project.
Your chairman, Ming Wai, has said in a recent interview in CNBC that the water world is going to be Ocean Park turnaround, and I'm sure your board agree to that. Do you think this water world will make our Ocean Park more sustainable?
Absolutely. I mean, judging by the success we've had so far and all the accolades we received, we believe this is going to be extremely successful. We expect, 1 million visitors a year.
Right.
So, we know it's going to be very popular for the years to come.
Right, Paul, before we go to the break, I want to ask you about the latest reform. We know that between the government and Ocean Park, we had a rethink exercise that was completed, that you mentioned just now, in January this year. What is, in a nutshell, that rethink exercise has come up with?
So I've mentioned briefly before, basically the lower park, we plan to turn it into an RDE zone.
Right.
And that stands for retail, dining and entertainment. So we want to have a lovely space and it's quite big. We're talking 80,000 square meters. And we want to have low-rise buildings. We want to have a shopping and dining and entertainment area for all people in Hong Kong.
Well, sorry to interrupt you. I'm sure a lot of viewers will love the animals that are there. What are we going to do with the animals, with all this redevelopment?
So far, we don't have plans to retire all the animals.
But for those who will be retiring?
We will keep the more special species and the rare species so that people can learn from them and basically to learn from nature. It's important for the new generation to know what we're dealing with and also to learn about the environment.
Right. Maybe we'll have a break and don't go away. Welcome back. We have been talking with Paulo Pong about the transformation that Ocean Park is undergoing. So Paulo, before the break, we had talked about the basic transformation. And on your website, it says that there will be a complete transformation of the Ocean Park into a major resort and leisure destination with a focus on education and conservation. Can you tell us more progress in this area?
So we plan to work with the new operators and developers on this very theme, conservation and education, which will be a focus area of the new Transform Ocean Park. We've been doing that for decades, but it's just that we believe this focus is extremely important for the future generation. It's important to teach the younger generation what's going on in the nature, in our environment, so that they can embrace it and live with it. With our topography, it's important to be familiarized with nature because we're surrounded by marine life, and we want to educate them on that. So with all the new operators and developers, especially in the RDE zone, we plan to incorporate some of these ideas into the operation. Whether it's regarding recycling or waste management or water supply and procurement exercise. These will be the heart of this new Transform Ocean Park.
Right, Paulo, as you know, there are other theme parks in Asia who are kind of competing with us. That how does Ocean Park compare with other theme parks? As you know, the Universal Studios just opened in Beijing a day before Water World. And there's also the Ocean Park and Disneyland in Shanghai, and also the Disney and Universal Studios in Japan. What niche does the Hong Kong Ocean Park has amongst the others?
Well, first of all, we have a spectacular location. We are again on the hillside.
Right.
We're surrounded by water, and the one thing that most of the other parks may not have is the proximity to the city centre.
Okay.
You're 2 stops away from Admiralty, so
It's so true, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, you can be there in 10 minutes. Even from Zhangguan where we are now.
Yes.
It's only about 35 minutes by MTR. So it's the location that will be different, and also we have this upcoming transformation which will turn ourselves into a resort.
Okay.
So not only do we have the theme park element, but we also have the retail, the dining, the entertainment, the water park, as well as the 2 very special hotels.
Yes. As you know, we were the largest theme park in Asia in 2014, but our attendance has dropped in 2016 when the Changlong Ocean Resort was opened in Zhuhai in 2016. And in the next year, the numbers have boosted again because we have a new MTR station, but went down again because of the rise and of course COVID. How can you see our attendance from now on, particularly with no international investors, COVID still there, and we also have a big theme park competitor in Hong Kong? Has our financial projections taken into account of all these factors?
The past year, we've been playing with different themes and also re-energizing the park with different elements and events. So whether it's the doggy weekends, the yoga, the snorkeling in the aquarium, the glamping. We're exploring many different opportunities that are very suitable for today's world. And these are things that we haven't looked at before, and we're very happy that, after engaging with some of our stakeholders, we managed to come up with new ideas and, design new elements and new events for Hong Kong people. And so far, they've been very popular. So we're quite encouraged that this new park will, be catered towards Hong Kong people. And if Hong Kong people love it, we believe our visitors who will be coming for sure, who will be coming back for sure, will also love the park.
Right. How do you making sure all the new ideas will be very popular, especially with our children, because the children are a driving force for the parents to bring them there, but not to mention the adults are also a major part of visitors.
Sure. It's important that they're catered towards family. Some of them are catered towards teenagers. Some of them are catered towards kids. So we want to have things that are available for all walks of life, and we have different aspects of the new park that will cater to these people. So we're sure that people will come back and on a repeating basis.
Paulo, as you have always repeatedly mentioned, they have all these new plans, but honestly, without the two lifelines that we have from the government, Ocean Park would be finding it very difficult to survive right now. So how will the board ensure the Ocean Park not only will survive, but to thrive? Because thriving is very important for the continuing and yes.
Well, the water park is, a first proof of success. We believe that, the popularity of the water park so far, and also in the coming few weeks, according to the ticket sales, is already a winning formula. With the new developers or operators for the dry park, both the lower park and the upper park, we're introducing new elements, and we believe people will be coming. People will be exploring many outdoor activities that we plan for them. So it's important that we are looking at medium to long term viability. We want to be a success, and we want Hong Kong people to come, and we want overseas visitors to be making a stop when they visit.
Do you have any plans to how to promote Ocean Park to the mainland once we can open the borders?
Of course, once we open the border, that's the main question. When is that going to happen?
Hopefully next year.
Hopefully sooner.
Yes.
But we have we work with TDC, we work with Tourism Board to promote Ocean Park, and when the right time comes, I'm sure our team will be working very closely with them, and to go and visit the different trade offices and introduce the new park and our new ideas to them.
Right. I mean, sorry to keep on asking you on monetary matters. This will be the last question. With all those new plans, do you foresee Ocean Park to be self-sufficient, having a balanced budget, if not having a profit? And how many years would that take if everything works out fine?
This is the plan. As I've said earlier, we plan to be viable financially, and we need to be sustainable. We need to encourage more visitors to come. But with the RDE zone and also the overwhelming response from the different candidates of operators and developers, we believe this park will be a great success in the new era.
Yes. The Chief Executive in last year's policy address, 2020, has mentioned that developing Ocean Park as part of the plan of rejuvenating the southern part of Hong Kong, which you have also mentioned. Can you tell us more detail what the board is thinking? How can you work together with all the attractions in the Southern District so that everybody will do better?
We are a very special resort, with the dry park and the water park, as well as the two, world-class hotels. So, we'll be a core anchor in this invigorating Southern District initiative. And we will work with our neighbors. We will work with the different eco and cultural tours that may that may be coming. And also, we're going to have 2 piers on the 2 sides of Ocean Park, one in Deepwater Bay and one in Taishu Wan, so that we can connect with the southern districts. And we believe it's going to be very exciting for this southern
in the
district.
southern district, we have the old Jumbo floating restaurant, you have the Aberdeen fishing village, and as well as the Ablasia waterfront. I mean, how can you link them together?
We're talking to them, and with the help of the government, we're liaising with different parties so that there will be some exciting new tours that will come, to talk about Hong Kong's fishermen's culture, heritage, and also talk about eco tour, which is very, very key to our hearts.
Polo, we have been talking very positive attitude to all the plans. But looking into the future, one must have a plan B. What if things don't work? Do you foresee, I mean, as you know, the Ocean Park Corporation, which runs Ocean Park, it's a statutory body, it's a not-for-profit. Do you see a change in relationship with the Hong Kong government one day? Can it be privatized?
We've just, the LegCo's just passed a new ordinance so that we can work outside of the park.
Right.
So, we're studying different initiatives. We are approached by different partners, and we believe there will be, many opportunities for Ocean Park to thrive in the coming years. So, it's about the park, and it's also about, reinvigorating the whole resort so that we can open ourselves to not just the southern district, but also the rest of Hong Kong, and perhaps in the region.
I'm sure you'll be looking at also commercial partners as well, because being at that location is very attractive. Has that ever been brought up in the board to discuss, just in case things don't work?
In fact, we just the water park itself, we're bringing in different partners, and there are lots of commercial interests. So that's already happening. With the dry park, we believe there will be great opportunities to do whether it's partnerships or advertising to bring in the revenue that we need to make the park sustainable.
Yes. So Polo, thank you so much for updating us on the latest regarding Ocean Park and its progress via the challenges. You have reaffirmed Ocean Park's value to Hong Kong people, both as a unique leisure theme park as well as a centre for conservation and education. Thank you all for watching. Have a good week and good night.